What do you get when you mix Chuck E. Cheese with creepy animatronics that are definitely haunted? Well, yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, but also Five Nights at Freddy's! Hi, I'm V, and today I'll be guiding your curious craniums through the top 5 FNAF games you need to play before the live action movie. And guys, I won't be delving too deep into the lore because I only have 13 minutes to go through 5 games, so sorry. I'm really hoping you understand because the victims I'm referring to are all young dependents, but I can't say that here. Number 5, Five Nights at Freddy's. Released in 2014, this horror game broke through the industry and created a huge and loyal fan base. We play through the game as a man supposedly named Mike Schmidt, who is widely thought to actually be Mike Afton. We know his name thanks to a payslip received at the end of the game which shows the amount that minimum wage employees made in 1993. That mixed with the decor and technology gives us a pretty good sense of when the game takes place. We work through the night shift at Freddy's, a family restaurant that during the day throws parties using its animatronic performers, Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy Fazbear. But, of course, we're working the night shift. Throughout the week, the shift becomes creepier, and we come to the realization that the animatronics are not just robots stuck on a strange mode. No, there's something else entirely, something possessed. During the game, we are in the restaurant security room, using a tablet to monitor the behavior of the animatronics, using different mechanics to deflect their attacks. The only companion we have throughout is called Phone Guy, who helps us throughout the game, leaving us with cryptic warnings and instructions. Each of the 5 nights includes a phone call that all end in a sinister tone. Mike is even asked to check inside their suits before the phone cuts out. It introduces missing people at the location, showing us newspapers reporting on 5 missing people who were lured to the back room by a man in a yellow Bonnie suit, whose bodies were never found. If you're like me, you will recognize the perpetrator as none other than William Afton, who was actually arrested for the disappearances but was never formally charged due to the lack of bodies. If you don't know who William Afton is, you really need to keep watching this video because oh my goodness, where have you been? The first Fazbear restaurant closed down due to a foul smell coming from the bodies of the animatronics. The restaurant that you play in this game also says that it will be closing due to the same vein of issues. They're struggling financially as nobody wants to be associated with the restaurant since the disappearances. It's thought that we're playing the game as Mike Afton, William Afton's son, who is going by the alias of Mike Schmidt. We can see on the termination slip that he has been given that he was fired for tampering with the animatronics and for an odor. While some people believe that the mention of the odor is just a display of how easily Fazbear fires people, the other theory sparks a lot more interest and supports the widely agreed upon timeline of events. The odor is due to Mike's undead, decaying flesh, and we'll get more into that in a second, but for now, just keep that in mind. Number 4, Five Nights at Freddy's 4. In this game, you play as a boy who is defending himself against the creepy animatronics in his own home. You must safeguard yourself until 6 a.m. watching doors and warding off the creatures with only a flashlight. Instead of having 5 nights, you actually kind of have 8 nights, not including the extra challenges. We're told that we have to survive through the nights to get to a party being held at Freddy's. Before each night, we get an 8-bit game showing the story of a crying boy, thought to be Gregory Afton, and a countdown to the date that we're waiting for. Finally, on the date of the party, we find out that this party is for none other than the crying boy himself. That's right, the crying boy who is terrified of animatronics. His older brother decided that to scare him, he and his friends would force the boy's head into the mouth of one of the animatronics. But due to the spring-trap suits being used, the tears from the boy caused the mechanism to revert into its original position, snapping its mouth shut with the crying boy's head still inside. It's pretty widely thought that this is the bite of 87, but the appearance of a text showing the dated year of 1983 makes people question whether it truly is. We play through the game as a boy who is tormented by his fear of animatronics, but our identity while playing is widely debated. Some people believe that we are the crying boy, being haunted by the nightmares of our biggest fears, while others think that we play as the boy's older brother, who is haunted by what he did to his younger brother through nightmares, masks, and guilt-ridden hallucinations. Both of these theories can be rationalized with none other than the help of William Afton. So it is believed that we play as the son of William Afton, and either way, most people will always agree on that. The crying boy and his brother, Mike, yes, the same Mike from FNAF 1, are the sons of William Afton. William Afton co-founded the Five Nights at Freddy's restaurant franchise and was also the cause of the disappearances. Okay, so I'm gonna try so hard to simplify this, but it's difficult, so stay with me. It's thought that William Afton is the one creating the images of the animatronics into his son's room. If we play as the crying boy, the animatronics would be used by William to scare him out of going anywhere near the deadly animatronics that William created. If we play as Mike, William is using the animatronics to fill his son with guilt for what Mike had done to his younger brother. William used a secret office connecting to the sister location to watch his son, and to employ high-tech sounds that cause hallucinations and fear in those who hear them. Number 3. Sister location. Okay, are you still with me? Good, because things are about to get a lot more confusing. In Sister Location, we play as Mike Afton yet again. We follow him as he finds a strange secret entrance that leads to another Fazbear Enterprise location. Kinda. Circus Baby's Pizza World. After the closure of a Fazbear location, William Afton decided to break away from Fazbear Entertainment and establish his own venture, Afton Robotics LLC. Here, he created the Funtime animatronics, which were actually perfectly designed abduction machines. Each animatronic played a specific role in this horrifying operation. Ballora served as a distraction, Funtime Foxy mimicked parents' voices, Bonbon tracked parents, Circus Baby enticed victims with ice cream, and Circus Baby along with Funtime Freddy were designed to capture and hide victims in their torsos before ending their lives. However, Afton's wicked plans eventually took a dark turn when his own daughter fell victim to his creations. Years later, Circus Baby's Pizza World was shuttered, and the animatronics who appeared to possess a level of sentience were now available for private birthday parties. They concocted a scheme to escape their captors. The animatronics simulated malfunctioning behavior, hoping to be sent to the scooping room, where they could dismantle themselves and combine their endoskeletons to create a single massive hybrid entity called Ennard. To complete their escape, Circus Baby earned the trust of the player, us, and guided them to the scooping room, where they disassembled the player and concealed their hybrid animatronic within the player's discarded human skin to evade suspicion. In Custom Night, the player's flesh begins to deteriorate, taking on a purple hue, which prompts Ennard to eject themselves from the player's body. However, Baby intervenes to resurrect the player, likely because they might be siblings. An intriguing twist is revealed when the cutscene introduces William Afton's son, Michael, as the player character, suggesting a possible case of mistaken identity regarding his father, which just sent the fandom and theories into a full-on frenzy. Now, regarding the movie, the girl in the movie's name is Ab, which is an anagram for baby. So, a lot of people think that Abby may actually end up meeting the same end as William's daughter, turning into none other than Circus Baby. Number 2. Security Breach. In this game, you assume the role of Gregory, a young boy trapped within the labyrinth interior of the Pizzaplex after hours, as you uncover the disturbing secrets lurking within. The Pizzaplex is built atop an old Fazbear's location. Great idea. Oh my god. And is home to the famous glam rock animatronics, who are equipped with an array of security capabilities, from navigating air vents to searching for intruders. The game centers around a cat and mouse-like dynamic. You must avoid animatronics while delving into the history of the Fazbear franchise. The game explores the mysteries surrounding William Afton, as well as the haunted spirits of victims who met tragic fates at the hands of Fazbear's establishments. The game introduces a new character named Vanny, who is likely, almost certainly, Vanessa. Vanessa works as a security guard for the Pizzaplex, but before that, she worked for a video game company that was creating FNAF games. During the testing, her mind was corrupted by Glitch Trap, the digital remnant of William Afton. Vanessa's mind slowly became weak and twisted as William Afton filled her head with his desires, and eventually took over a section of her consciousness completely, leading Vanessa to have the same sadistic wants and needs that William Afton did, creating the alter ego, Vanny. Now, why is this important? Vanessa is in the movie. This fact shows us that the movie is very obviously not following the same timeline or exact events as the game. It is kind of confusing and mainly based on personal interpretation. Number 1. Five Nights at Freddy's 3. FNAF 3 is set 30 years after the events of FNAF 1 in 2023. The owners of this new location decided to cash in on the horrific events of the original locations and open a horror attraction surrounding the animatronics of the restaurants called Fazbear Frights. They plan to take the old animatronics, rebuild them, and utilize them as props for their haunted house. Great idea. One of the old animatronics found was Springtrap, and guys, buckle in because a lot of things are going to start coming together with this guy. But is a green-yellow color, and the suit is a spring trap mechanism, which was a mechanism used before the events of the games to allow a human inside the costume, while also allowing the costume to be used as just a robot. But the suits were decommissioned due to the dangerous and unreliable mechanisms. The light of 87. Oh my god, the spring trap suit houses the corpse of William Afton, who is the man responsible for causing the disappearances of the various people inhabiting the animatronics. We see how he ended up in the suit at the end of this game. The 5 spirits of his original victims began chasing William down, so in an effort to hide, scare them, and regain power, William put on his yellow Bonnie suit. But because the building they were in was so old and the suit was so unreliable, the leaking ceiling dripped onto the mechanism and caused it to snap into its other position, crushing William and fusing his body with the mechanism inside. After each night, we receive small 8-bit games, which show us how William Afton lured and trapped his victims in the suits of the animatronics. Okay, we have Chica's Party, BB's Air Adventure, Mangle's Quest, Stage 1, the Glitch minigame, and Happiest Day, which I did mention. In this game, we are hunted by Springtrap, surviving the 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. night shift. We use audio cues of laughter to lure Springtrap away from our office, performing maintenance to avoid becoming captured. We get several endings to this game. Of course, the aforementioned Springtrap William Afton origin ending, the party ending, and the normal ending. The party ending shows people sitting around the table at a birthday party, all wearing animatronic character masks. Then someone in a puppet mask walks in. All of their masks drop to the floor, they vanish, and the balloons float into the sky above. This is likely shown to display how the souls of William Afton's victims are stuck within the animatronics and how the puppet figure is controlling them. The normal ending shows us a newspaper saying that Freddy's fright has burned down, likely due to faulty wiring, which, as we know, is obviously not the case. That brings us to the end of this twisted tale. What do you think is gonna happen in the movie? I spent last week dying at the "guys, we are FNAF" memes. Like, they're so funny. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and of course, I hope you learned something. If you'd like me to do a full breakdown on the FNAF lore, oh my god, FNAF lore. If you'd like me to do a full breakdown on the FNAF lore, let me know, because there is so much I did not have time to fit in. Till then, keep it curious. Bye! Springtrap closely resembles Bonnie, but is a green-yellow color. Oh my god. But is a green-yellow color, and the suit